What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Kaiza-Sama, and we are back with another episode review. And in today's video, we are going over Dragon Ball Daima episode 7. So if you guys are new here, drop that like and subscribe for your boy. Make sure you turn on those post notifications, and you will stay tuned to all the new videos that I drop. Now, let's go ahead and dive right into it. Now, we are picking up basically where we left off in the episode 6 ending, where Bulma, she tried to get the ship off the ground, and we saw that it was a failure. Now, we do end up seeing that there was some specific type of rock that the Supreme Kai had to use, and in order to get the ship going, it needed that specific rock. They assume that rock is back in the demon room, so it does become a little bit of a hiatus right there as far as, what they plan on doing. Vegeta suggests a rock on Earth, but Bulma said, they could, but it'll probably just take, twice as long. They do get a little bit irritated by this and whatnot, but we see that Hybis actually shows up, and he does his job. He, lets them know that he's there to pick them up, and he was sent by King Kadan. They look a little bit like confused at first, but I feel like they ended up putting two and two together that, since their ship is kind of older, needs more parts, they figured that, the Supreme Kai or the Glorio, somebody should have sent some type of help to come get them. So, I feel like that's what they ended up just really assuming. And they ended up getting in the ship. And we see how Ibis, he lets them know that they are on a certain route, or they're searching for a certain route. And Bulma, she's a little bit interested in the technology and whatnot. And King Kanan lets Hybis, he tells him, let him know whenever he arrives into the third demon realm. So Hybis, he's really, kind of just this like goofy looking character, but you can tell he has like a smart aleck type of attitude. He does mention things about, he just wants to get done with this mission so he can go to a beauty parlor. Then later on, he says he has a date that he needs to get to and all that stuff. So Hybis, he definitely seems like just one of those many comical side characters. He's not really meant to have like a big role in the show or anything like that. If anything, I could see him helping out like later on in the season, if they're trying to get out of a sticky situation, then we might see Hybis, just show up out of nowhere. And, he just lets the door down. King Kadon, he sent me to grab you guys, or he sent me to be some backup for you guys or something like that. That's the type of character that Hybis really seems like. Like I said, I don't think he's going to have any big important roles within the season. Now we do transition, and we see that Goku, Pansy, Glorio, and the Supreme Kai, they are pulled over by the Gendarmerie, or basically Goma's army. It's a little bit of a comical scene because you see they get pulled over in the sky like they're like police or something like that. And they basically tell them to land. They want to search their craft. And they don't know that Goku is with them, but they are looking for someone around the same height as Pansy. So once they find out that she is, that's basically her, they start to get the electric wands out. They're trying to fight him and all that. And Goku, he basically avoids them by using instant transmission. By getting off the ship, he appears, right behind the Supreme Kai and Pansy. Then he disappears in the bushes for a little bit. And we see that once the fight does actually ensue, this is probably going to be one of the main episodes, or I'll say one of the first episodes of this season, where we actually see Supreme Kai get involved with a little bit of fighting. We see that he does, have a little bit of physical prowess, and then we see that he actually used some of his godlike power, as well as he uses this kind of hand gesture to kind of direct the ship into the other Goma's ship, to where it kind of, it causes the explosion and everything. So this is one of the first few times where we've really seen this from the Supreme Kai. Of course, we've seen other things performed from him and DBZ and whatnot. But this is, like I said, just one of those moments for Daima where we actually see him getting a little bit physically active in the fights. He's not just sitting back letting Goku and Glorio just handle the situations. because there is basically, twice as many men as there was before. So everybody's pretty much hands on deck. We see Goku, he blasts one of the ships down, and their ship really had got wrecked because, of all the fighting and whatnot. But they see one of the Genda Marie, one of the extra ships is off to the side in the bushes. It's a newer, faster model of like spaceship or whatnot. So that's their next, part of transportation as we see them traveling to the next spot. We see that it does get them there faster. And right before they hop on the road, they finally get rid of Pansy's collar. Now, that is the episode title. I feel like they probably could have chose a little bit better of a title for this episode, but I feel like it kind of ties into, little small things that some people might be overlooking. And I guess one of the main things that they wanted to bring our attention to with the collar is that Dr. Arinsu, she basically is over the production and, the main creation of the collars. And I feel like, now I might be reading in a little bit too deep into this. I feel like they wanted to go and touch on this topic because we all know now that Glorio is from the third demon realm, but he does not have a collar. So what that means is Dr. Arinsu is working with him because, or, he's working with somebody higher up to where he doesn't have to wear one of these collars. So, Supreme Kai, he discovers that the collar is actually made of this metal from the Glen world. So with that being said, he basically has the necessary magic, or he knows a specific technique in order to break this metal. So he ends up breaking the collar on Pansy's neck, and now she's free. They can't track him anymore as far as Goma and the Genda Marie. So they're free to basically set sail and do what they need to. Of course, we all know there's going to be something that attracts a little bit of attention to them, because I know there's going to be some type of tension with the warp. Maybe because maybe the warp Sama will recognize what type of ship it is. We don't know yet. But Pansy, she does end up getting a new PIN number to get out and go through the warp Sama from one of her friends. So that is going to be pretty helpful when they do finally get to that point. Now we see that we do get the information that Hybus, he has finally landed within the third demon realm with Bulma, Piccolo, and Vegeta. We see that Kaibito, he actually stayed back to watch over the lookout. And we see that Hybus, he gets a little bit irritated. This is a part when he says he has to get back and get ready for a date and all that stuff. And King Kadon calls him a liar, saying you don't have a girlfriend. We just need you to basically fly them to meet up with the princess, and then he's free to go or whatever. So really, this is just a confirming scene that now both parties are now within the third demon realm. Of course, Goku, though, he doesn't really have any time to waste. He acts like he's in such a big rush to go fight this Tamagami. So he says, just tell him to catch up with us. So with that being said, we basically see how Glorio and the gang, they get to this location of the third Dragon Ball twice as fast. And we see that it's basically kind of like this desolate kind of land where there's not too much going on. There's like a little village on the side, little food is being sold and whatnot, but we see that they walk right up on the Tamagami, and it's just been stated that nobody has ever defeated the Tamagami. So this makes Goku twice as excited. He has all this faith that he's gonna beat him, and he confirms that he is going to be fighting with that big hammer on his shoulder. And he's, basically saying, well, what if he basically flattens me with his hammer? And that's what Pansy was saying, well, that's what I'm saying. Nobody's won against this thing. So, it becomes just this big challenge that Goku is really looking forward to. And Glorio asks if he's ready to start. But Goku being Goku, he has to sit down and eat first, do all that bathroom stuff. So while they're doing that, though, they do ask the demon, the demon waiter for the restaurant that they're sitting at. And they ask him, how do we challenge the Tamagami? And he basically just says, it's pretty simple. You just walk up and say you want to challenge him. And Goku, once he asked that, you see the waiter, he's like, I know you. Yeah, I know you're not thinking about challenging it. But Goku doesn't answer. He just, says where's the bathroom at, because he's not really interested in talking. So, I'm glad they didn't take too much time sitting right there talking either. It was just, you could tell things are starting to speed up within this episode. This was basically the episode where I feel like the story itself is going to start to speed up after this episode. But we get towards the end of the episode and we see how Goku, he walks up to the Tamagami. He's ready to get this fight started. And, it's super funny because he walks up on the Tamagami and this thing just starts yelling, bro. Like, he yells so freaking loud for no reason. Like, everybody is literally just covering their ears and just like freaked out by this guy just screaming. Now he asks Goku, if he's challenging him for the Dragon Ball. Goku says yeah. We see how Goku is so confident. He gets the stick out and he ready to just get down to business. So we basically end with the episode right there. And then the preview scene, we see that the next episode we are going to see a little bit more involvement with Vegeta, Bulma, and Piccolo in the gang. And it's not really confirmed whether or not they're going to meet up with Goku in the next episode. But we see a lot more fighting scenes with Goku in the Tamagami number 3. So I am pretty excited for that. It seems like from here on out, we're going to start getting, the big important fights. I feel like, all the little side ghoul demon fights are, pretty much over, just showing us what Goku is capable of in base form and showing us what Goryo can do, so I feel like all the little side fights are done with. From here on out, we're really going to start hitting the more important points of the series. Now, a lot of people are a tad bit concerned because they feel like now that we're getting into the latter, part of the series, are these big fights that everybody's been waiting on, are they going to be rushed? And, that's something that I am a tad bit concerned with, because I feel like some of the stuff that we've seen in episodes 1 through 7, they could have been condensed. Some stuff could have been trimmed. Some stuff could have even been taken out, but don't get me wrong though. I've enjoyed, every bit of Daima, ever since it started, but just for like story and like pacing wise, a few segments could have been taken out. And then I feel like personally, episodes 1 and 2 could have actually been put together and just you really could have just made that like an hour-long episode. It is what it is. And then that way we could have an extra episode that, we can make sure that episode fills in anything that we could possibly be missing. So, that's what I just personally think. Now, we do have confirmation that Vegeta is going to be in a certain form. I don't know which episode that's actually coming up, but Vegeta's going to be using the form that everybody's been hyped to. Everybody's been waiting on him to use. So I'm pretty hyped for that to finally come to fruition. But like I said, we do get a little bit more confirmation of Goryo and Arensu kind of working together. Things seem kind of weird, and then that's one of the clips too that we see in the preview is that Goryo, he makes contact with Arensu one more time, and we see that they're exchanging a few secrets. So I definitely feel like Goryo is going to let something out of the bag later on. Whether or not he's going to be kind of like an anti-hero, whether he turns on Dr. Arensu because he's built this bond with Goku, we don't really know too much about that, just yet, but that's something to come later on in the future. Now, let me know down in the comments if you guys have any similar theories. Let me know what your thoughts are, any comments about anything that you noticed in the episode. And with that, we are going to be closing it out. Do stay tuned for my gaming showcase videos. Those will be dropping for Dokkan as usual throughout the week. And without further ado, I will see you guys within the next episode review. I know this one was dropped a tad bit late. I had some work days that were kind of switched around this weekend, so I'm really just getting it done as fast as I can. So next week I will be trying to get the episode review done on the same day the episode drops. So just like I said, turn on those notifications, stay tuned, and I will see you guys in the next video. You guys take care. Peace.